Okay, welcome to the MBA 5910 class. This is the second to last class in your MBA program. My name is Mitch Ellison. I have a PhD and some certifications. The class name's Cases in Value Creation. The first slide is the purpose of the course. So, when we designed this course, what we wanted you to do as students is apply the material that you learned in your previous courses. And so, in 5910, you apply it in cases. In 5920, which is your capstone or last course, you're actually going to behave as consultants with a real company that Webster negotiates with and to do a real project for a real company. So, again, the purpose of this course is kind of a prelude to you actually applying the material in a consulting situation. So, we chose the automobile industry because the automobile industry has probably got more potential in the future than a lot of other industries. In particular, you've got automated driving, you've got environmental concerns, you've got um, interconnectivity. There's just so many things going on in the automobile industry that plays right into a real time case course. Now, why do we start with the industry? Because whenever you do a case for a company, you have to evaluate the case within the in industry. We call this a competitor analysis. In other words, the you have to look at the situation in the environment, regulatory, legal, demographic, stuff like that. Then you go down to the players within the industry. And then lastly, after you understand those variables, you go to the individual company. And this is kind of the same way this course plays out. So we start with the big picture, the first 4 weeks. And then at the end, the last 5 weeks, we analyze, 4 weeks, 5 through 8, we analyze Tesla on an individual level, General Motors on an individual level, Toyota and Volkswagen both on individual levels in week 5, 6, 7, 8. At the end, week 9, there's a final exam there's really two exams in there. One is called Peregrine Assessment Exam. This kind of compares your knowledge with other MBA graduates across the country. And then there's a Webster assessment exam, which is worth 60 points. So it's a graded exam. The first exam is only worth 10 points. But we do hope that you do your best on there. That way you can be proud of your knowledge relative to others in the country. The second exam is worth 60 points, and this is where we actually ask you to demonstrate the ability that we're going to show you over the 8-week period prior to the ninth week. In other words, how to actually analyze a case and make a recommendation, which again, you're going to do in the next case, which is 5920 with the real company acting as a consultant. Okay, what the course covers, again, in week 1, there's a industry assessment of the automobile industry. In week 2, we talk about some of the stuff you learned earlier in other courses about positioning and economic profit. And so it's kind of a review of how to calculate that. Week 3, you've got, the week 3 is kind of interesting because it's got the environmental, which again, the automobile industry is really struggling with that, or you can say not struggling, but has a lot of opportunities as far as the environmental issues. Social, again, there's a lot of stuff going on as far as the benefits that self-driving cars are going to bring to society. I mean, are just unreal. The people who can't get out will be able to get out, and a whole bunch of other things. I don't want to tip you off on where we're going necessarily with that. And then governance, a big thing there is a regulation of safety and um, in the environmental fuel economy and stuff like that. So this automobile industry is just loaded with these types of issues, and I hope that you take advantage of this and hopefully learn, participate in from this. Week 4, we evaluate projects in the automobile industry. So we kind of step down to the much smaller level within the industry and evaluate projects. Again, this is kind of a review because, again, wealth is created from individual projects, but as individual projects join in a portfolio, they create economic profit, which economic profit is kind of a single period measure of the wealth created that period. Week 5, as I said a minute ago, we're going to take Tesla on as an individual company and do a case analysis of where they stand within the industry. Week 6, General Motors. Week 7, Toyota. Week 8, Volkswagen. And then in week 9, again, there's a 10-point Peregrine assessment that we ask you to complete. Again, this compares you with others across the country. It's kind of a standardized test. And then the second exam is for more of the points, which is 60 points. So, and it asks you basically in 4 different areas there, different to do different analysis and basically analyze the case and come up with a recommendation. The typical week, again, I broke this slide into 2. In a face-to-face class, the typical week is 2 hours. The classes are flipped in the MBA program, meaning there's a lot of preparation that you need to do before you come to class. In other words, you need to read the 10K material. And again, in this course, anything on the internet that's believable or usually investor relations sites are believable in that. I don't know, some of these other could be questionable sites, but anything, this couldn't get any more real than it is. In other words, you're not limited by any textbook, any prepared case that hones you in on a specific issue. This is really up to you. I provide excerpts out of 10Ks from the 4 companies. You need to read those, and then you should be prepared to discuss your positions. In other words, I ask leading questions that allow you and the others in the class, again, this is a face-to-face class, to discuss and learn stuff over that evening. Your instructor will probably have additional questions that are brought forth by the discussion, and then other students could also have questions. So preparation, again, I beg you, is very important to the course. Otherwise, you show up and, if a third of you aren't prepared, that's not good. Engagement. You answer questions on the and there's a lot of ways the course can be held. You can usually, the way I do it is I cover last week's topic because I'll have the graded assignments from last week, and we kind of go over in class. That way everybody knows if there are correct answers or better answers and stuff like that. You may be asked to lead the discussion of the week's topic, or you just may be asked to participate one by one. So you should be prepared. Again, I'm not guaranteeing this, but this is a good technique to break out in groups and work on the case or the topic of the week. So, and again, the instructor will probably move around the class and interact with you to make sure that that your questions are being answered and that people are participating within the group. Before the class meets each week, again, not to repeat, but you need to prepare for the discussion questions, and you really should write something out. It doesn't have to be word for word. It can just be an outline. This is what I got from the readings, and this is my answer to the question. And again, could be an outline. Yeah, I don't know. It's really not wise just to read something off, but if you want to do that, that's probably not bad either. And then by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. each week, there will either be a reading quiz or a practice set or a case write up or those assessment exams in week 9 that are due by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Now, again, the sorry about this, the last week, the assignments are due by Friday at 11:59 p.m. Sorry about that. I forgot that Webster's the course ends on Friday, so it isn't a Sunday due date on that. Okay, move to the next slide. If you're online, the online works a little differently because almost all of this is kind of on your own. The discussion before Thursday of each week, again, to be a discussion, there has to be a posting and then a response. So by Thursday, you should have read the material, and you need to post a response to your question. Then others are going to read your postings between Thursday and Sunday, and they need to respond to either the response that you posted to theirs or to somebody else's posting by Sunday. In other words, the discussion can get pretty good, and you'll learn from discussions. But again, it doesn't work unless you prepare some initial posting by Thursday at 11:59. Throughout the course, there are illustrated videos posted in many of the weeks. I would like you to watch those because, again, they review important topics. It can either be general qualitative type topics, or they can even be quantitative that kind of reiterate how to do something that you'll be asked to do later on the final exam. So it's important that you watch these videos, or that would be important in the case analysis. By Sunday, the 11:59 p.m., you'll need, again, the online. You're going to, again, have your discussion done by then, but again, you'll have to post the reading quiz or a practice set or a case write-up or the assessment exam or final exam. And again, these assignments are due in weeks 1 through 8 by Sunday at 11:59. And again, I actually caught it on this slide. I should say on Friday, 11:59 for the last week. Okay, questions. 2 things you can do with questions. You can post your questions in the ungraded discussion for the instructor and other students to answer or participate in. Again, I ask that you don't do those for any part of the graded assignments. Otherwise, you just turn everything into a group assignment, which, again, we're supposed to award individual grades, so it doesn't really work very well. And or you can email the instructor. The instructors will have their information posted, and you can email within the course. That's probably the best way to do this. I know that everybody has multiple email addresses out there. It's kind of hard to keep up with everything. So I guess they call it course mail or whatever, is probably the best way to get a hold of your instructor. Again, if I'm your instructor, welcome from me. But if I'm not your instructor, welcome to the course. And again, I hope you have a very rewarding experience with the course. Thank you. Bye.